You know, maybe if he had support, it would, you know, open up some Wraith Guard or something. Looks like he's getting double Warp Spider. Now right here, I see him, and I'm trying to cut him off with my scouts. I'm not sure what his strategy here was, but, you know, I don't know if he wasn't paying attention or what, but he just let his Warp Spider go down pretty easily. Oh, he's got 2 Warp Spiders on the field now. There's 1, there's 2. And he's got his Banshees and Guardians still, so far he's only lost his Banshees and Warp Spider. But at this point, I have complete advantage and control over top. I've got both power nodes. The only thing I gave him was the wreck point, which I didn't really feel was needed at this point, with just complete domination. You know, it would have given me a little bit of scouting when they were coming through there, but it's not really a big deal. And right now I'm moving my Tech Marine up at this point because I have the Mastercrafted Bolter, which will suppress pretty much any squad that comes into range before my other units have to deal with them, which is very useful. In addition, most players think, okay, it's a Tech Marine, you know, he sucks in melee, let's go kick his ass. Well, basically, you put him up there, you know, oh, he's an open target, what a moron. Well, I've got Bionics, so basically I'm purposely putting him out there. Up here I'm trying to throw a grenade quickly before my scouts get killed, but I'm not able to get it off, and he completely notices it. But basically, oftentimes they'll go right for the Tech Marine, and you just use the sweep, and it completely knocks back any melee infantry trying to deal with you. And also, I move up here to try to use my ability to keep him out of cover, which is also a very good ability. So I knock him back there, try to keep him away from my plasma cannon.
Victory point is being retaken.
And then I'm pulling my Tech Marine back to my base, because at that point, he has pretty low health, and I would like to have him at full health whenever dealing with melee and Bionics, because, you know, although it does knock back enemy infantry, you can still get killed, and he is actually fairly weak once he's in melee combat. The key is to use the sweep and get out of there, use the sweep and, you know, kill off the squad, otherwise he goes down pretty fast. And at this point he does use his Warp Spiders to his advantage to try and push me out. And I don't know why I decided to leave this last cannon in the fight, but just like I'm gonna lose it with a grenade here. There's the grenade. But I did manage to hit retreat, so I didn't lose the whole entire squad. It looks like it did about 500 damage there. So, not bad damage for Eldar grenades. Definitely something to watch out for as a Space Marine player, because your scouts will pretty much get insta-gibbed unless they have a sergeant, which pushes them to about 770 health. And right here, I try to get a little revenge on my dev squad, throw a grenade in there. Now, I think he stays because he wants to try and get a cap. Because when I do almost kill the squad, he does in fact retreat. So I think he was paying attention. He just wanted to try to buy some time with that VP. And there you just saw the bolt from my Tech Marine. And that pretty much insta-gibbs most squads, but he's going to lose that squad there with 1 HP left. The Mastercrafted Bolter also does increase the maximum DPS of the Tech Marine against normal infantry. So versus Eldar, aren't using heavy types like Wraith Guard, etc., or very many vehicles, you definitely want to get the Mastercrafted Bolter. I didn't really get the Signum Armor, which makes it even better because you can just really focus down Eldar squads very easily with that. I mean, with Signum Armor, they take about 55% more damage, so it's really great. But, you know, with all the melee, I decided to go Bionics. And with the Plasma Gun, you can do a lot of damage with the Signum Armor in combination, but it's not really needed against Eldar because they have mostly light infantry. Now right here I see the Warp Spider mass, so I move in for a Bionic Sweep, which as you can see just completely decimates one of the squads, and the Plasma Cannon finishes off almost the entire squad of the other. He's going to get away with about, looks like, 1 HP. Oh, nope, he lost it. Poor Eldar. At this point he has 1 squad, and it looks like some Shis that have been sitting in his base. Right now it's looking pretty good for our team, but that's just the gist of SM versus Eldar gameplay. At this point I bring in some Terminators with all the Zeal and Wreck pool I have. I don't even bother going till tier 3 and like way after Killjoy and Warmaster did. But I do in fact go tier 3 and grab some heavy flamers, which in recent battles I've noticed have been really well against tier 1, tier 2 unit mass. So as you'll see, it comes really in handy. That made no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to do there with the Ravener, but look at that texture fail. Relic you fail. It looks so bad. Anyways, I don't know what he's trying to do with the Ravener there. I guess just decap the VP, but such low health, he really stood no chance. And with the flamers down there, the cleansing flame, it pretty much decimates the whole area, so everything will start losing health rapidly. Now, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the game. Is these last few minutes? They decide that they should all attack top. Just all of them come up here and try to attack me. So it's very interesting to see this 3 versus 1 pretty much battle. Eldar just completely gives up on fighting me and goes down to bottom. Looks like the APOS going to come up and try to engage him. I don't know what he was trying to do here. I mean, he was out-squatted like 7 squads to his commander, but he continues to charge. He heals himself there to try to buy some time, but he's just completely mowed down. And as you saw the little retreat icon there, that's if a person hits retreat just milliseconds before they die, it'll actually show up there. It's kind of a glitch, but it does show that they actually did try to retreat before they died. Now back here, he attempts to ninja cap, and as I'm bringing up my support squads, I notice it, and I just pull out of there. Now this is a great part right here. He tries to bring in this huge Tyranid swarm on my Space Marines, and while Eldar's hitting me from behind, he comes in big time. I put Cleansing Flame on his units, and they just take terrible damage here. I use Shotgun Blast as well, to try to keep those Gene Stealers off of my Terminators. And at this point, as you can see, looking at his unit list, all his units are taking heavy damage, so he just completely pulls out there. Looks like we got 1 Gene Stealer survivor there. Looks like he also tried to bring back his teammate, which he succeeded in. I don't know if I have a bionic sweep at this point. I don't think... Yep, there it is. Completely knocked back and annihilated. He tries to bring up his other squads here to try and take me out, but really stands no chance whatsoever. Now at this point, I could have went in for a melee kill, you know, to try to do some more damage to him, but I just decided to mass range because at that point the game is already over. They've got no units whatsoever. The Tyranid saved some of his units. What a rape, OMG, is what the Tyranids just said. But hopefully this battle gave you a little bit of insight on Eldar versus Space Marines and what you can do to try to counter common Eldar. Usually in Tier 1 you get a lot of 3 Guardian or 2 Banshee mass, and sometimes people don't even bother with Rangers, so it can really make scouts with infiltration extremely useful. Looks like I'm popping up a relay here so I can reinforce my squads on the field. You know, I'm floating huge power right now. I've got a full bar down there, so I really have nothing else to spend on. I think I have a full pop cap as well with the Terminator editions. But, you know, a lot of Eldar players, they'll come out with 3 GU, 2 Banshees, or 1 GU. And they won't bother with Rangers until, you know, Tier 2, or they won't bother with Rangers at all. They're very rare to see, and since they're really the only good detection Eldar has, you can use the infiltration from scouts to really tear them up. I mean, you know, grenades without infiltration, as you saw, did plenty of damage to those Banshees, and with infiltration, it can be even more powerful because they don't even really see it coming until it's right on top of them.
Beginning construction.
Now, a smart Eldar player will build Rangers to counter that, and you're basically going to have to look out for the Rangers and just try to stay away from them if possible. They do have the longest detection site in the game, so it's really hard to do. This guy's got, looks like 5 tac squads coming. This is not 1.3, buddy, but oh well. As you can see, this is pretty much a done deal. SM tries to engage here with his tac spam backed up by Shiz, but pretty much epic fail there. This APOD does manage to get amongst my troops, and really tears up my tac squad there. So I gotta pull out. but I do keep my Marine Terminator in the fight. I think he loses his APOF. Yep, there it is. Cleansing Flame, as you can see, does a lot of damage to any troops. Great against Nids, Eldar, Orcs. Space Marines not so much, but anyways, thanks for watching, and that's all I have to say today.